What's up everybody, it's Friday night and I am just killing the time, enjoying a quiet evening, watching some fights. I just caught the Jake Paul fight and man, he just one punch KOs his opponent. I want to say before that, in round one, his opponent's defense was looking very suspect. Now, let's start off and talk very fast, this is going to be a fast episode, about what Jake Paul has done in his career so far. And I gotta say, for somebody who's very skeptical of influencers coming into the combat sports arena, I'm very critical of it. But overall, I think Jake Paul has actually done some impressive stuff. Not impressive in terms of a fighter, but impressive in terms of an influencer who makes millions and millions of dollars and then moves into the fight industry, takes it seriously. Are his skills as high as, you know, somebody who's been doing it for a long time? No. But he can show that against guys like Diaz and Tyrone Woodley and Askren, that he can actually give these guys a good fight. So before this, like I said, his opponent was just doing a terrible job defensively. What was terrible about his defense? Well, he was just putting his hands up, but he wasn't even moving at all with them. It wasn't like he was standing there and going, okay, shot comes, I'll move, or I'll go to the turtle shell and I'll angle. He was just full on taking the shots, and then sometimes he would get kind of rattled, he'd drop his hands, and then he'd get hit. I did hear one of the announcers say that this guy was looking very nervous, expressed he was super nervous in the locker room beforehand. This was probably a massive jump in how much notoriety he was getting for this fight. You go from, even if he's 10-1, that's really nothing in boxing. So you go from these small cards to all of a sudden all this limelight. And the jump that I took from, you know, local cards to competing in K1, where all of a sudden you have tens of thousands of people in the arena, you're fighting one of the best fighters in the world, it's a bit of a shock and you really have to believe in yourself. Jake Paul, however, looking really sharp, took his time, picked some shots, like threw some good body shots down there, and then that uppercut, just the hit and just the walk off. This guy has power. He's still lacking a little bit of technique, and I want to say his speed is not quite as good as it should be. He could still improve his punching speed, but overall, I'm still impressed with this guy. And will I pay to see every fight that he does? No. Will I catch the occasional one? Yes. And would I like to see him fight more high or more skilled people as he goes on with his career? Absolutely. Does he have any chance of beating somebody like Canelo? No, never. It's never gonna happen. But still, worth checking out. And like I said, I respect him because obviously I'm a fighter trying to move into the YouTube world. He's a YouTuber moving into the fighter world. It's a lot easier to do the former because you're going from something like kickboxing where you're not gonna make loads of money to, oh, maybe YouTube, maybe I can make more money than I did in fighting him. He's going from making tens of millions of dollars to something where he's never gonna make tens of millions unless he manages to, you know, fight one of the big dudes. So still, he has my respect.